We are still seeing multiple offers here in the Northeast, as well as parts of the Midwest. We do have an inventory problem, unlike the rest of the United States. And one of the tools that we use in our offer process, because I'm not kidding, we're still seeing 7, 14, 28, 30 offers on a property. And it is now what, December of 2020. Oh my gosh, it's December and we're still seeing it, right? So one of the tools that we use when we're making offers, if we would like to win against all these other people who are also vying for the same property, is something called an inspection waiver. Hey, it's Nancy from Nancy Chu Homes. I'm a realtor here in Northern New Jersey, and in my 19 years in the business, I have done over $500 million of real estate. And I really, really wanted to spend just like a couple of minutes to talk to you guys about the difference between an inspection waiver and an inspection remediation waiver. Now, there are states like Pennsylvania, for instance, where you can just waive inspections. You're just like, you know what? I'm not going to inspect this house. I'm just going to take what I get and roll that dice. Well, okay, so here in New Jersey, I would much rather you do something called an inspection remediation waiver. That means that we reserve the right to do the inspection. Now, whether we're doing it for informational purposes only, which often gets interpreted by attorneys as, hey, it doesn't matter what you find, you're going to do the inspection, but you're still going to buy the house. You can't cancel the deal no matter what you find within it, right? That's one sort of particular set of text, right? Versus if you're just going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to do the inspection, but I'd like to waive a numerical amount. So let's pretend that you say, hey, I'm writing an offer on this house. I would like to waive the first $10,000 of what we find. That means that you're waiving the first $10,000 worth of inspection issues that you find. So once you get that inspection report, what you're doing is you're going back and you're saying, well, this is the list of concerns. And this particular list of concerns will total up to, X amount, which often does mean that you have to bring in contractors to get those estimates. Let's pretend that you get some electrical issues, some plumbing issues, and there's definitely a small roof leak and you find, asbestos. Well, okay, but, just so you know, if you waive the first $10,000 in inspections, those items, if they, add up to $8,000, you don't get anything. If they add up to $15,000, well, you've waived the first 10, so that means you're eating the first 10, and you're only going to end up getting about a $5,000 credit in the end. So I will tell you that's a very useful tool, because the truth is the vast majority of houses, we're seeing probably on average about $5,000 to $10,000 worth of stuff in terms of things that you can go after during an inspection, because inspections are limited for us for major structural, mechanical, environmental, and safety concerns. Okay, just because you find mold in a house doesn't mean that the seller automatically has to take care of that for you. As a matter of fact, very often now, given the number of people who are interested in a home, the seller can just say, listen, I'm not doing anything. Take it or leave it. If you don't want to buy this house, you don't have to. I'll just come over to the next guy who's sitting around waiting for you to fail out of this particular property. And of course, they will have to disclose what they find in the inspection. But very oftentimes, they will find someone in that chain of people who offer on the property that say, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it as is. Because that is how hard it can be to win a home right now in the Northeast, and certainly parts of Northeastern New Jersey. Okay? All right. So please note, I'm going to make one last comment. And this goes for agents as well as, for clients, right? When you see the phrase, the buyer limits his inspections to major mechanical, structural, environmental, and safety hazards, I've seen agents say, fantastic, that's a great waiver. That's not a waiver, right? I'm just gonna say that one more time. That's not a waiver. That's just simply the scope of the inspection. The scope of the inspection is these items. Like, these are the things that you're looking for. I mean, you're basically leaving off cosmetic, which really isn't part of the inspection process anyway. So I'm just saying, if you are selling your house and your listing agent thinks that that's a waiver, your listing agent has no idea what the heck they're doing. A waiver, in my opinion, should consist of some sort of numerical waiver, okay? That's going to be the most important thing. And there's a variety of numerical waivers, which we can sort of spend some time on later if you want. But, like I said before, as we're moving into this winter market, hasn't seemed to slow down by where we are. So if you are in need of some help with your real estate, whether it is that you want to sell at the highest price possible given the market, or that you are, desperate to try to find a home and you've put in a ton of offers with some other agent who can't win for you, we are here in case you need us, and we're very good at what we do. All right. Thank you so much. I will talk to you guys next week.